Yeah. So my name is Aziza and I'm South African from Johannesburg, Eldorado Park. And yeah, I've been living in Saudi for about going on 8 years now. So yeah, I may look like a white person, but I'm not a white person. I'm mixed. I'm colored. So yeah.
I see. Do people sometimes mistake you for being white because of your skin color?
Oh my God. Um, yes. So living in Saudi, it's really different over here. When I say I'm South African, they ask me like, I'm not even lying. Like, why are you not black? And I'm like, it's like a conversation you never thought you'd ever be having. So I'm like,
Okay.
there are mixed people in South Africa. There are in Africa, on its own. There's different people, but they are African.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I get that a lot.
Wow.
But it's only because of my accent. I'm only speaking like this because we're in an interview, but I don't want to bring my South African accent because most people can't understand what I'm saying, So I had to change my accent to live here, but because they wouldn't understand what I'm saying.
Wow.
Yeah.
So tell us, what are some of the misconceptions about people living in Saudi Arabia?
This is spoken about a lot because people assume that people who come to Saudi, we stuck in our houses, there's nothing fun to do, that it's just a desert. Everybody assumes that, how are you living in the desert? But it's not. It's actually one of the fastest growing countries right now.
Okay.
We had my favorite artist, Chris Brown, came last year. He came and we had like, it's called Middle Beast. So Middle Beast is like Tomorrowland, but in Saudi. So there's a lot of misconceptions where people assume that there's nothing to do here, but there's so much to do here. Like every weekend I'm out. I'm like, please, I need a break, please.
Wow.
There's too many things to do. And Saudi Arabia on its own, like when I came here, I was like, okay, Saudi is a desert. Okay, there's not much to do, but ever since I moved here, there's been so much things that have come here. And also I discovered like 4 years ago that Saudi Arabia has islands and I went to visit them and I was like, wow, I never expected this. I never
Wow.
expected this. And as you've seen, like probably on social media and a lot of movies now, they've been using Al Ula. So Al Ula is a place, it's a historical place of the Nabateans back in the day. So there's a lot of tourism here. And there's so many Africans. I went to Al Ula and I met a guy from Kenya. I met
Okay.
from Ghana. I
Wow.
met from Nigeria. I was
Okay.
like, wow. And they were like, yeah, the only thing they miss is jollof or they miss the food. But it's really nice. Yeah.
Wow. Great. So talking about jollof, did you taste the Nigerian jollof or the Ghana jollof?
I haven't, oh, no. I haven't tried it yet. There was I have a friend from Ghana actually.
Okay.
And she made it, but it got finished
Oh.
because I was like, no, it's fine. I was hosting the event, so I was like, okay, you have to make other people eat first before you eat, So I said, okay, fine. They leave a piece for me, like a piece. No, it was gone. It was finished. She only had a pot to take home, but I am planning to have some Ghanaian food
Nice one.
in the future for sure.
Nice one. So tell me, why Saudi Arabia?
I'm gonna be brutally honest. It's obviously because of the money and the pay scale compared to everywhere else around the world. You see,
Wow.
I mean, if you go to the UK or anywhere else in the world,
Okay.
you don't get paid as much as you would in the Middle East. The Middle East, especially like if you're coming from Africa, because majority of us are native English speakers. We were forced to learn English, right? So they value that a lot. So that's a reason. And also because it was a very, how can I put this? The country was still, it's a country that's moving faster than Dubai.
Oh, okay.
So the opportunities here are tremendous.
Wow.
And when you move to a country that's evolving, you evolve with them.
So tell us, where are some of the nice places in Saudi Arabia? The nice places that visitors can come and visit whenever they are in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, have a list. So my top, I'm not going to put them in order, but my tops are Farasan Island, that is in Jazan. Then we have Umluj near Yanbu. It's called the Maldives of Saudi Arabia. So it's literally, the water is like the Maldives, and it's absolutely amazing.
Wow.
Al Ula, I love Al Ula. Around Saudi, around Riyadh, there's quite a few places as well. There's Dammam. I haven't been there yet. Khubar is more like, it's near the ocean, but I wouldn't say more tropical vibes. But yeah, so Jazan, Umluj, Farasan Island, Al Ula. Oh,
Wow.
I'm forgetting my favorite, Neom. So Neom has pink sand. It has pink sand. And when I was going there, I was like, this is lies. This cannot be true. And when I went there, I like, what? I was like, I'm opening my eyeballs. Like, is this real? It's actually pink sand. So Saudi Arabia has some amazing places here, and there's uh, a hotel uh, that just opened here, and it's exactly like the Maldives with the overwater villas. I was like,
Wow.
Maldives who? Do I even need to go to the Maldives now? So yeah, they Saudi is taking over. It's
Wow.
insane.
Wow. Okay, so now let's look at some of the challenges that many may face, or even you yourself you faced when you first entered Saudi Arabia.
Where do I start? Okay, so the challenges would be in African countries, especially South Africa, you dress a certain way, you're free the way you dress. In Saudi, it's much more modest dressing. You cannot dress provocatively. There were a lot of cultural shocks here. I mean, I'm going out just now to buy a dress for a wedding, and the shops close at 1 a.m.
Wow.
The shops close at 1 a.m. And so, grocery shopping here, you know, when I go back to South Africa, I'm like, no, it's fine. I'll go at like 5 p.m. and the shops are closed. And here, the only time that people come alive or wake up is at night. So here, the nightlife is absolutely insane. Everything only starts at night. So that was a lot of cultural shock for me.
Wow. Okay, so tell us, has living in Saudi Arabia changed your perspective or mind on so many things?
It has. It has. I feel like I've become a person who values things a lot. Like Saudi, fair enough, they started this thing called Green Riyadh, or the Green Initiative, where they're planning to plant more trees and things like that. So now, whenever I go home or I travel, I'm just like, yo, I appreciate green trees. I appreciate fresh oxygen. I appreciate the small things in life, especially living far away from family, you take a lot for granted, especially our food, yo. African food, like especially South African food, I have to like I had to start learning how to cook it. I knew a lot, but there were things where it was just like, okay, I'll go to the store and get that. I don't have to learn
Yeah.
how to make that.
Yeah.
But now I have been forced to learn how to make these things. And it's just like, I took these things for granted. So it's definitely changed my perspective on everything. Everything in life, basically.
So, any advice for anyone who wants to travel to Saudi Arabia? Any advice?
Okay. So if you want to travel to Saudi Arabia, there's quite a lot of sites called Enjoy Saudi things like that. There's a lot of people who've come and traveled here. But if you're planning to move here, I would suggest that before you think of moving here, get in touch with people who are in the same workforce as you, and also speak to people who have lived here for a longer time. Understand? Because a lot of people come here and they're like, oh, culture shock. And they're like, oh my God. I remember I invited my African friends to a party, and they were like, I haven't left the house in like 6 months. I haven't attended anything. And I made a group for South Africans in which we can connect to each other. They have any questions, they ask about work, permits, visa, ikama, all of those things. So I feel like you need to connect to the people that are living here before you come here. Don't just read anything on the internet, because a lot of people, they come here but they don't give Saudi the chance. They come here, they don't mingle, they don't visit around Saudi, and then they just assume, okay, Saudi is like this, Saudi is like that. But yeah, if you're planning to come here, just get in contact with people who have lived here.
Wow. So we are almost done with our interview. I want you to give us some shout outs to family, friends, anyone. And also, you can also add up your social media handles to it if only you want to do so.
Yeah, sure. My my TikTok account is living in Saudi. So what I do is I travel around Saudi and show different places from my perspectives, also to show that you don't have to be sitting at home all day as people assume. And I'd like to give a special shout out to all my African friends in Saudi Arabia. Without you guys, Saudi wouldn't be the same. I have a lot of friends from Sudan, Nigeria, Ghana. What else? Quite a lot. I can't think of it right now, but yeah. When Africans unite, it's a different feeling. It makes you feel like you're at home, you know. So whenever I miss South Africa, I just link up with my African friends, and oh, it's amazing. It's really amazing. Yeah.